Hello guys, well, it's been a long time since I've done a video on this channel, and this is the review of my 2020 angling and what I plan to do in 2021. 2020 I've done the most angling I've actually ever done for about quite a long, probably for about 5 years. And I was going to be a fluff off the tracksuit there. Yeah, well, obviously we all know 2021 went. Basically, I went fishing a bit in the winter time, and then basically I managed a couple of sessions before the original lockdown, and then basically my whole life then basically all gone to a halt. There was no football, no fishing, no work, none of my barber training, no nothing for the whole 6 weeks of first lockdown. And I was so glad when Boris announced we could get out fishing. Yeah, basically, as soon as Boris announced we could get out fishing, I done a bit of carp fishing on my local. And when I do carp fishing, I just do stalking sessions on mobile sessions. I'm not one of these types of carp anglers who, I've probably said this before, who takes bivvy, cooking gear, 3 rods, chair, and all that garbage. They're not anglers, they're bank tramps / socialers. Basically, I'm an angler who hunts for carp when I do carp fishing. But yeah, I had a good year on there, both catching them out the edge and casting to them. In this lake holds approximately a good few hundred carp, and as fish into the 20s. I probably told this in another video, biggest I probably got up to was about 18, but it's never our size. It's just when it comes to stalking carp and hunting your own fish down, I love it. Even if you don't get a rod out because you don't see anything. Believe it or not, I'd rather walk around the lake looking for fish for a few hours and not find anything than just arrive to a lake, first peg you see, rack your wads out and blank. I'd much rather do that. And normally when you do catch fish, you do get the run. In other than carp fishing, I've done a load of lure fishing as well. Mostly on a local river, which is only about a mile's walk from my house. In the summer, I most started off getting small perch. I hadn't done a load of lure fishing in the past. I've done most last year and I absolutely loved it, and I plan to go even further in the future and doing much more lure fishing. I basically do lure fishing every day. Hang on, I've got some of the lures in this box I was using. Oh, hang on. I'll try and hold it so hang on. You can see it. Yeah, you can just about see it. I started off using them as like a bit of a fish finding lure, and I was getting absolute loads of little perch, but I did have some bigger fish on them as well. Big fish would still take small lures. I'd lure fishing in the past. I'd done it, but never so seriously. I'd just done the odd bit. But lure fishing's probably one of my favourite types of fishing now. I was hardcore carp for years, but I'm done with that now. Well, I'm not done. As I said, I'd still do the stalking of carp, but wouldn't do the camping for carp. And then later in the year, I decided to up my game and go on to bigger lures. Just up in the size of the lures. The stuff like, grab some of the stuff. Stuff like a mini curl tail, and then I've got them all here. Some crayfish imitation lures, and actually, how I often catch of crayfish imitation lures is a good way I found to retrieve them is lay it sink to the bottom, right, and then like if it's jumping along the bottom up and down. And it wasn't afternoon where I had a good 2-hour perch session catching what's but it's a definitely PB perch. I'd say it's probably about £1.5 to £2 on one of these twin tails. But I just let it jump along, and the water was quite clear at the time, so I think that colour was working. I mean, this bit of river, it changes colour all the time, so different colours can be good over times. Like I've got and some people would say I probably shouldn't keep my lures like this, but I have done. Hang on, I'll face it towards. Basically, I've got I carry a mixture of colours in this box, mixture of different types. I've caught on them all, but some seem to be better than others. A few spinners in there just as an option if I want to use them. Yeah, on lures I was getting loads of perch, trout, chub. Oh yeah, and I had one pike. But you rarely get pike on the bitter fish. So, if anything, the pike was from somewhere else But as well as that place, I've also got a train to a few places to go as well. Good thing about lure fishing is how little gear you need, so you can take it on anything. One particular place like get train to is this small village about half an hour away from me, where the stream runs through. Well, has some nice trout in, and particularly when the stream is quite clear, the trout are a lovely colour. But when it came to autumn, I was basically doing a mixture of carp and predator still. I found for carp fishing, well, I've said this on previous video, best weather is a rainy day, particularly on my local. Like basically a sunny day, if you're going to go carp fishing, go in the evening. But a rainy day is good as well. So also found a rainy day is good for getting trout as well. But yeah, I think in 2021, carp fishing, I'm still going to do stalking / hunting carp, but I think I'm going to do more lure fishing in 2021. And also, I showed it on another video, and I'll just get it. Well, this is one of my lure rods, but I've actually got two. This one I haven't yet caught a fish on, but I've only used it twice for fishing, and obviously it hardly even was fishing. They're just quick sessions of it. Till then I found, I know I still call myself a beginner of one of these, particularly when I'm caught a fish on it, but I've done a load of sessions over the winter where I've just went for practice casting with this. And to be honest, a practice casting with this is really good fun, and I'm miles better of it than I was originally, as I was getting backlash first few times I was using it. It was a nightmare. So top tip for any beginners at bait casting, before you properly plan to fish with it, maybe just take the hooks off a lure and just go casting with it until you get a hang of it, because otherwise you could end up getting one and then putting it down for about a year thinking, oh, I can't use that. But honestly, I've loved using this since I've got a hang of it. And lately, the fishing I've done hasn't been much, and I've only been blanking when I have been. I've only done lure fishing lately, but as the weather has been, some parts of the country have had extreme snow. I've just had an extreme load of rain where I live. It's about probably 4 miles from the coast where I live, so it's not like I get a huge deal of snow. But the local river has been extremely flooded lately, and in a minute it's like that proper chocolatey, murky type colour. Well, if you'd say chocolatey like that, I'd say a colour of tea with too much milk in, like a tea brown type colour. And I'd be Polaroid sunglasses on the other week, and you could just see all the dirt going along, like all the clear, like all the murk going along, which had been coming off the fields. Well anyhow guys, thank you all for watching. Please drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're doing any fishing anytime soon, I wish you the best. And of course, fishing at a minute is also not the best due to the fact travel restrictions. I can only go certain places, particularly when you don't have a car like me and you have to use transport. So there's only so many places I can go, and there's not a huge deal around my area, so it makes it harder. But no, that's like local places, not a huge deal. There's places I can go on a train, as I've said, but obviously Boris isn't allowing that, and I don't think I'd get away with the excuse if I was carrying fishing gear with me. Well, thank you all for watching. Please drop a like, subscribe, and goodbye.